Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cultivate Your Success. My name is Colleen Cavanaugh, show host for this podcast and channel here. And guys, I have a very special guest with me here today. His name is Ty Evans. Ty is unbelievable. I've known you for a few years now.
Wow, yeah.
For a few years now. We're actually in Tampa right now recording, and Ty here is currently a power lifter, and he does a little bit of wrestling still around the world, and he is a former WWE wrestler. So thank you for coming on the show. So what's up? What's new, Ty?
Thank you so much for having me. Congratulations on your show.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
I just got back from South Africa for the first time. It was it was an amazing trip. It was a dream come true. I did a tour there, and then right before that, I was in Calgary for Powerlifting World Championships, and that was a lot of fun too.
And when you say powerlifting,
Yes.
is it just all, like, what parts, what are we doing here in the powerlifting?
So powerlifting is a competition of 3 lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift.
Okay.
And you get 3 attempts with each lift, and then your cumulative total of the best lift of each 3 lifts, that's your total. Then you compete with other people in your age group and weight group. So for the world championships I was in, I won the world championship in my age and weight group and broke a world record in the deadlift.
Okay, very good. Wow, excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I know a lot of people, now your real name's Ty,
Yes.
but your stage name is what?
Michael Tarver is my stage name.
Michael Tarver. And so if people follow WWE, that's how they would know your name?
So I would know.
They would. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Everybody wants to know. First, I want to know, how did you even get into this the wrestling, the worldwide, what is it, worldwide
Wow, World Wrestling
entertainment? Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get into that?
I started wrestling in 2004 back in Ohio, where I'm from.
Okay.
And I wrestled independently for about 4 years and trained, and then I got a tryout. Well, actually, I just kind of walked into an arena and got a tryout. It's a funny story. I wasn't booked. I wasn't supposed to be there, and it's like a television setup, where you just the cameras and everything, security, and I just walked right in.
Really?
Walked right, yeah. I had to be guy because I walked right in. And
Okay,
got a
so
tryout.
do you think, so most people had like an invitation, like an appointment,
Everyone.
an audition,
Except me.
and you happened to just squeeze by everybody?
I sure did.
So then what happened at this audition?
Well, it was a television taping in Rochester, New York for one of their programs called SmackDown. And basically, a friend of mine was an extra talent, and he called me and said they needed bigger guys or whatever. So I got another friend. We drove up to New York.
Bigger guys. Okay.
Yeah. So I drove up to New York and just walked right in to the arena and got in the ring, and they liked what they saw and pulled me out of the ring and sent me to Louisville, Kentucky for a tryout and offered me a contract moving to Florida.
And so then at this point you started, then what was your first year with WWE?
2008.
Okay, 2008.
Yeah.
And to when did you finish?
I was released from my contract in 2011.
Okay, so 3 years. So that's cool. And I've seen some cool pictures. I follow him, of course, on Instagram and all that. Is Instagram the main one that you use?
Instagram's my main.
Right. Okay. So y'all, how can they find you on Instagram to follow you?
Instagram is @TyroneEvansB20, which is the same as my Twitter and Facebook.
Okay. Now, Ty, I forgot. I mean, I should have realized this. Ty, you also are a Christian rap artist.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I see on his
Yeah.
Instagram. So he's a powerlifter, and a wrestler and a Christian. Now, tell me, how did you get into that?
So I've been in music my entire life. I actually had a recording contract, an independent recording contract in 2001 back in Ohio. It was secular music. And then I moved to Tampa 2008 with my WWE contract and kind of had a spiritual overhaul, and then just converted all my music to Christian music. And then from there, I just kind of started over and started producing my music on my own, recording it on my own. And then now I'm in a really good situation where I get to work with an executive producer who's an A&R of a record label that I've been trying to get signed with. So it looks like there might be something happening there.
Awesome.
Other news.
All right, good. Wonderful. So tell me a little bit about your mom and dad. I've read a little bit. Remind me again.
Okay, so my mother was a minister. My father was a professional athlete. And my mother grew up in church my whole life. And she was actually an Olympic caliber sprinter when she was in high school.
Oh, okay.
family very athletic. And then my father was a professional football player for the Denver Broncos, and then he ended up being Mike Tyson's sparring partner. As a professional boxer. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
His spar? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
His sparring partner.
It was Mike Tyson's sparring partner. Yeah. So then when I was in high school, I played all of those sports, but in particular, I was a boxer in high school as well. My father was my trainer. So that's my.
I've had some martial arts.
I know, yeah, that's right. I mean, you did say that before. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I wanted to do mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
That would have been great. I think you can still do it. You can still do it. You're in good shape. You can do it. I'm
lucky if I can run a mile.
It's pretty tough. Don't let it fool you. It's pretty tough.
I have been going to the gym.
I've been going to the gym. I saw that.
I got to get back into the gym. Okay, cool. So what else? Oh, you know what? So how did you come up with your stage name?
That's a good interesting story. So originally, my stage name, what was it? I can't remember exactly what it was at first, but I ended up losing. No, it was Tyson Tarver. So they gave me the stage name Tyson Tarver. WWE did. So they named me after Mike Tyson, two boxers, Mike Tyson and Antonio Tarver. So then I ended up losing the first half of my stage name because another wrestler debuted and he ended up taking the name Tyson. So I came up with Michael. And that was basically based off of the Archangel Michael in the Bible. So it was basically kind of a personality that I came up with an angel on one shoulder, devil on the other shoulder kind of character, whatever, mixing biblical nature of the reference of Michael with Antonio Tarver, the boxer, not him, but just the boxer, mere boxer.
Okay, good.
And that's where the name came from.
Okay, awesome. So the name of my show is Cultivate Your Success, and I've known him for a while. I think we met in
like 2012 or 2011.
Okay.
It was at a wrestling show.
Oh, what? Oh, that's right.
At a wrestling show.
Because my neighbor was what was his name? The guy.
Oh, yeah.
We had a mutual friend who was my neighbor, and somehow, for some reason, I went, I remember now why. So anyway, so we went, and I did meet you there. And then, so this other dude who was a wrestler, a friend of yours, he lived in the same apartment complex as I did. So that's how I met him. And so, I saw a couple of your shows, and then I think I've seen you at some church-related things.
Yeah, we have. Yes.
At church, and then I think you came, or we both came to the same movie premiere of some Christian movie premiere there. Yeah. So I've seen you here and there, and I know you've been off traveling the world, but this is, I love hearing about people's journey and their success. And you pretty much told us, how you, even though before you auditioned, you were probably like a wrestler and football player and all that in high school. So you're always in good shape.
I try.
Yeah, and what is the phrase, or I think it's actually a scripture, but you should always be ready for the opportunity.
Always,
right?
Yeah.
So you were ready, and the opportunity came, bam, you got in there. Now, had you not been lifting, now was that your goal, was to become a WWE wrestler?
At the time, yes.
Okay.
I had aspirations to become a professional musician and a professional football player as well. And I had a couple of close calls with that. I went to a couple of arena football camps and professional indoor football camps as well. And, they didn't work out as much as the way that I wanted them to work out. But then I really started focusing on professional wrestling, and it worked out.
Okay, wonderful. And that's awesome. So that was your journey. You were ready. You got in. I think that was obviously your big launch pad.
That was.
Being in WWE. Yes. And then do you feel like that also helped your career in your singing career?
It did a lot, actually, because if it were not for me being here in Tampa, Florida, and with the opportunities that I've had from being with WWE and connections, I wouldn't have been able to meet some of the people like yourself that I've been able to meet along this journey. Very special people like yourself. And other people as well, just, people I've been able to connect with and network with. So it's definitely it's helped me a lot.
So what do you think is the most important factor that got you to the level of success that you've achieved so far? Any one or two particular things?
Faith, number one, and just, I guess, discipline. I've been through a lot personally, and there was a lot of times where I almost gave up, a lot of times where I tried to give up, but just faith. I knew that I had something to offer the world in, whatever arena that I was in, whether it was wrestling, music, or whatever. I knew I had something. I know it wasn't crazy. So I just kept fighting for it and kept training, kept fighting for it, and never gave up on it, no matter how difficult life became. And then being able to humble myself so that way I was ready for the connections and the relationships that those opportunities will bring, because you can be ready, but if you're not ready mentally, you'll ruin those opportunities.
Oh, let me ask you. So when you say humble yourself,
Yes.
was that, you mean after the WWE experience?
Well, actually, it was both before and after.
Okay.
When I signed my contract, I've told the story more recently, but I was homeless when I signed my contract with WWE. And yeah, it was a pretty crazy story, but yeah, it was rough. And it was.
And you were still in Ohio at the
I was
time?
still in Ohio, yeah. It was
Wow.
after I've been divorced twice. It was after my first divorce. And things just got really rough, but I never gave up and ended up getting the opportunity to sign the contract. And then after the contract, I had gotten married and got divorced again, but things got pretty rough, but I just decided not to give up again, no matter how bad things got. And you know, the humbling aspect of it came from going through what I went through and just being reminded that this isn't by my own strength that I'm accomplishing these things, and knowing that no matter how hard I work, I still got to give, you know, praise and glory where it goes. And I don't get it, but well, I don't deserve it, put it that way. But yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Well, you know, I know that you want to give glory to God, and that's okay. And that's good. I mean, you were raised in the church, obviously. And, you know, I also remember a good friend of mine, Monica, you might remember her.
I remember Monica.
And I never realized, but yeah, we tend to think, oh, well, we've worked so hard, which is true. We work hard for our success, but ultimately, you know, it is, you know, a higher, whatever, you know, a higher power, God, that's bringing us even the opportunity. But we also can take a little bit of credit. I say a little because if you were not working out and being in shape, if you were just drinking and eating a bunch of food and just, you would have never been able to even take advantage of the opportunity that God gave you. But you're right. We should always, you know, obviously give God the glory first. And discipline is huge. Tell us a little bit about your workouts right now. In fact, or are they similar to your workouts when you were in WWE?
That's a great question. So they're different now because they're geared more towards powerlifting. So with WWE, it was more conditioning training, and it was more for aesthetics like bodybuilding, for your look.
To look good.
Look good, yeah. So now I don't really train for aesthetics or to look good. I just train for performance.
For power. I noticed that because, I mean, I haven't seen him for a few years, really. And I can tell, I'm like, wow, he looks like bigger in person, like big. And I can tell the difference because when you're lifting for the power, it's a whole different workout than looking for good and being.
The movements are very different. The weight is heavier. I enjoy it. I love it. It works for me. I love it.
Now, do you eat a lot?
I eat a lot.
What? Like, tell us a typical, what did you already have right now? It's like 11:25 in the morning. What did you already have to eat today?
Well, typically I'll eat one big meal a day, obviously, and I'll snack throughout the day. But I mean, I've already had breakfast. I had a breakfast sandwich and a couple of donuts.
What? You eat donuts?
I eat donuts, yeah.
He eats donuts. That's not fair. And he's still like cut and lean and big. I guess that's what happens because you work out, what, a couple hours a day now?
I work out twice a day.
Oh, you work out twice a day? Yeah. For what, an hour or two each?
About an hour and a half each time. It depends on what the training is, but at least an hour and a half. Not too long. You don't want to train too long.
Okay, yeah. But that's why you can eat donuts.
That's part.
But you don't eat donuts every day.
No.
I was going to say, what? Maybe I should become a powerlifter so I can eat.
Don't let her fool you. She's in great shape. She's in great shape. She always has been.
Oh, thank you. So, wow. Okay. So, and then you'll eat like a bunch of chicken or
I eat a lot
meat.
of meat, yeah. But I add a lot of carbs because it helps me with my strength. The more weight that I gain, the stronger I am. So I'll typically schedule my eating based on my contest prep, so to speak.
Okay.
So I have a competition in December the 7th. So I'm roughly 4-ish weeks. So when I'm about somewhere between 5 to 7 weeks out from a competition, the lifting gets more intense, the weight gets more intense.
Okay.
So then I eat more, a whole lot more, because I want to be as heavy as I can when I weigh in for the competition. And it actually helps me. And after the competition, then I'll condition and lose weight and start all over.
I don't even want to know what your grocery bill is or your eating out.
It's not too bad.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Do you like to cook?
I love to cook. I do.
That's helpful.
I do, yeah.
That's good because, all right, you know, everybody's doing this like intermittent fasting and things like that. But, and you say you eat one meal a day, but is it just because that's just.
I'm comfortable with eating one meal a day, to be honest. I'll snack, but I don't have the biggest appetite, which is so weird. But I don't really have the biggest appetite, but I can eat one big meal and I can be fine.
And maybe, so what time will your big meal be today?
I don't know.
More
Usually
at
it's
night, or?
yeah, more at night. Yeah, usually
Okay.
after 6 o'clock. Sometimes either between my shifts and my workout training,
Mhm.
or around 6 o'clock.
Okay, so what is like your sleeping schedule, your workout schedule? What
Okay.
time do you get up in the morning? Do you do your workouts right away before you do anything else? Or?
Well, I'm sleeping more now, thankfully, since I got back from Africa. I'm sleeping a whole lot more now. But I get up every day at 6:30. I work in the morning, then I train after my first morning shift, and I work in the afternoon, then train after my afternoon shift.
Okay,
So
okay,
work, train, work, train.
okay. And thank you for making time in between your day to do a nice podcast interview and YouTube interview, or wherever this is going to end up. That's the nice thing about social media and technology these days. There's so much going on. So what's your definition of success? Everybody's got a different definition. What's your definition?
That is a wonderful question. My definition of success is what you're doing that makes you happy, but that you can actually take care of yourself and your family in doing, that you don't have to compromise too much to do. And when I say compromise, I mean compromising your self-respect, compromising yourself, your dignity. Yeah, we're gonna have to compromise because we're gonna have to work hard. We're gonna have to sacrifice some time, sacrifice money a lot of the times, and the money will funnel itself back into what we're trying to build. Which that's just how it is. You're entrepreneur. You understand. I know you understand. So,
Yep.
but I mean, yeah, if you're happy with what you're doing and to me, you're successful.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I agree. Some people's definition of success might be how much money they make, or how much they travel. And I know I love to travel, or, the big house that they own, or the family. Now you have kids, right?
I do.
How many kids do you have?
So I have 4 boys, 2 girls.
Oh, wow. 4 boys and 2 girls. So not only are you an established singer and power lifter, but you're an awesome dad. I know I see your posts, with your kids. Now, one of your kids is in football right now. Is he going to college?
He's going to college,
And who's he playing for now?
He plays for Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana.
Okay, so maybe following. And do you think he wants to be a wrestler?
No, I hope not. I hope not. My youngest one does, but my oldest won't be a wrestler.
Awesome. So do you still go out and watch some of the I think I heard there's something coming to town, isn't there?
Yeah, WrestleMania will be here next year.
Okay.
In April.
Okay. So you may or may not go, no? Okay. But it's kind of fun to sometimes, catch up on some of the people that you used to wrestle with. Are they still, some of those people still wrestle? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. All right. So, well, thank you so much for being here. I think we've covered quite a bit. Was there anything else you want to say to our audience when it comes to really accomplishing your goals? Compared, with what you've done and what you've been through. I mean, you were homeless and you took a step of faith. You walked into an audition you were never even invited to. Is there anything you would like to tell us? Any last words in the next few minutes on people who are looking to accomplish something? And what can they do?
Don't give up. No matter what you do, don't give up. You're not crazy. If you believe that you have something special, you're not crazy. Don't give up. Just keep pursuing it. Keep fighting for it. Sacrifice the time that you need to sacrifice, the money that you need to sacrifice, and just keep working for whatever it is that you think that you have. You're not crazy. You got it.
Oh, that's great. And I just love how you just showed up at that audition because you were ready for it. I think that's what I'm taking from this story, because I don't think I've heard that story before.
No, I don't think we have.
And so, you were prepared and you showed up. I was just listening to another video today, and it was a story about somebody who just showed up and they weren't worried about who else was going to be there, what other competition they had. This person just showed up and they ended up getting what they wanted. It was just, wow, that's so funny. This might be a message to me today, because that's the second time I heard that message.
It might be.
You kind of showed up there. So, that's just awesome. So tell us one more time, what about your singing career? Give us one more thing here. Do you have an album right now that we could purchase, or how can we listen to you?
Sure. I have about 5 albums actually available on all platforms, digital, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes. The last one I released was in April of this year. But I'm currently working on a new project with a new producer, which is a big deal. For me personally, it's a big deal. So this is going to be a big project, and I'm going to be featured on a big compilation next year, and it's going to kind of piggyback off of this. So the hard work, sleepless nights, endless days of recording song after song after song after song, and spending every dime I had on equipment is starting to pay off.
Oh, wow. So you have your own equipment?
Yes.
And you have your own recording studio?
I do.
Oh, okay.
It's a mobile studio, but I take it with me and I can record it.
Oh, that's nice. Because I think I do remember, even when I knew you a few years ago, that you were in the recording studio and working with some people. Yeah. So what is like your, I guess, album name, or do you have a website we can?
No, I don't have a website, but because you can find any of the music on my social media, like I said, at Tyrone Evans B20. And all
at
of my links.
Tyrone Evans B20.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is my Instagram, and all of my links to all of my music is all on my Instagram in my profile. Same with my fan page, which is my Facebook page, which is the exact same handle, and Twitter as well. So I decided to make them all the same so they're easily accessible.
Oh wait, but now I thought I saw. I thought I saw 2.0.
No,
it was 20. Okay, I don't know why I thought I saw it.
No, it's just B20.
B20. Okay. All right. And what was the last, I guess, song that you released or sang or came up with? What's the name of it?
The last video I released was a song called Supermoon. I believe that's the last one. And I had a good friend of mine, two friends of mine. One, she sang the chorus beautifully. Her husband, he's the one that shoots and directs my videos. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's a beautiful song. And the song was about depression, actually. Is what the song was about. But yeah, it was kind of a clever play on words. I'm obsessed with cosmology, so yeah, that's a whole nother story. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, okay, so we'll be looking forward to new songs coming out, and we'll find you on all social media at Tyrone Evans B20. And we will look forward to seeing you winning some more of the powerlifting competitions. All right, thank you so much, Tyrone. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Cultivate Your Success. Have a great day. Bye-bye.